structures, work alongside the USAR component that's going to be out there so they can do some searching and gridding out there. Support them as best. Focus is always the public that we serve. Coming into the Division Tango as we move up, just continue to patrol that, make sure nothing happens over there, but it is against the burn scar, so it's looking good. Coming up atop here, the division uniform in that Montanito area, secure that line, make sure, validate that everything's in, continue to build depth in the mop up and secure those edges, make plans for the future, and then coming around the Saddle Peak area, Payuma Canyon, Saddle Peak, into Tuna Canyon, back into the Fernwood area, get inside those structures, validate the line, and secure it as we're talking about there. We do have structured defense groups. Those structured defense groups, you're there not only to build plans for this fire, but you're also there as a quick response force that can easily go out and hit any new IA, new starts within the TFR, and even be ready to respond to something outside of that, because we want to hit those new starts fast, make sure that we keep those new starts small so that doesn't affect everything. And then lastly, talking about the contingency. Contingency has done a phenomenal job building that other depth layer for preparedness just in case something happens. So they're going to continue that, work the ridge systems, the north side of the fire, and then they've even worked a little bit on the east side there of a 405. Today, I'd like to go ahead and thank communications. Very important, a common denominator on all fatalities and dangers that we have, it's always communication. So thank you to communications, allowing us to communicate and continue monitoring that we have good communications between everybody else. Remember, we can talk about them, we just can't talk without them. Thank you, be safe.
Roll call with resources.
Good morning, Larry Passero, Resource Unit Leaders for the Palisades. Please turn to page 2 in your IAP for your 203. This is our branch and division roll call. When you hear your name, please stand up, raise your hand, and sound off so everybody knows who you are. Branch 1, Mancebo, with Chrisman trainee. Division Alpha, Cowan, with Barrios trainee. In Charlie, Pereira, with Bridger trainee. In Mandeville Structure Group, Flynn, with Peterson. Moving on to Branch 5, Scoville. He's at the other camp. Juliet Chapman, Mike Cassell, trainee. In Division Mike, we're going to have Cassone with Watson, trainee. In the USAR group, Dix. In Branch 7, Schwab with Smith and Tucker, trainee. Division Papa, Long. In Tango, we have Thomas. In Union, Velasquez with Maitri, trainee. And in Victor, Hernandez with Montoya, trainee. Topanga Structure Group, Asadas with Markley, trainee. In Branch 10, we have Bontrager with Milton, trainee. In Yankee, we have Chapman with Ruano, trainee. And in Zulu, Schmidt with Scott, trainee, and Tafoya, trainee. Encino Structure Group, Vickers with Wilson, trainee. In our contingency group, Matthews with Orneas, trainee. And in our West contingency, Peterson with Renendez. And in our East contingency, Didi with Todashini. Thanks and have a good shift.
Air operations.
Good morning, everybody. Byron Vance, Team 2 Air Operations. For you guys today, we have over 40 helicopters assigned to this incident out of Camarillo to support you, as well as 10 additional helicopters that will be conducting night operations. We have a large contingency of fixed-wing aircraft as well, including 8 C-130s from the National Guard and 2 DC-10 very large air tankers to support you. What that means is it's extremely important that everybody monitors that air-to-ground frequency. Maintain your situational awareness, know where those aircraft are working, and clear the line. We'll also be conducting UAS operations today in Branch 7 and Division Charlie. Have a great day.
Medical.
Good morning. Fred DeAquisto, Medical Unit Leader for the Palisades incident. You can find today's medical plan on page 37 of your IAP. Please review this with all your personnel all the way down to the lowest level. I can't stress enough how important it is for everybody to understand how this works and the procedure to follow and all of the information we need to get from you. Everybody's been good so far about getting us information when the incidents have occurred on the line, so please keep up that good.
نتداول مع إكسنس. نتميز بأسعار منخفضة ومستقرة، لذلك نستمر رغم أي تحد. تمتع بأفضل شروط في التداول. إكسنس، التداول جزء منا.
عندما كنت طفلاً، كنت أعرف أنني أردت أن أتداول باستخدام استراتيجيات جاهزة. أخيراً، منحتني أولمبتريد تلك الفرصة. هل كنت تعلم أن 50 جنيها مصرياً كافية لفتح صفقة؟ وأن هذه الصفقة يمكن أن تكون خطوتك الأولى نحو النجاح الحقيقي؟ لذا
IAP, you'll find today's 205. The frequencies on this 205 are the only frequencies authorized to be used by personnel on this incident. Please check your radios to be sure that you're up to date on your radio clone. The most current version is Palace E2 and Palace W2. And lastly, there will be radio techs available in both the Zuma Beach and Malibu camps to assist with cloning, equipment checkout, and radio repairs. Thank you.
Safety.
Good morning, Nate LaRusso, Palisade Safety. I'd like to point out the safety products in your IAP on pages 5, 6, and we'll have 10 safety officers on the line to support the operation. As we go into today, we want to talk about a couple things. First, we want to commend everyone on this incident for the exceptional safety record we have to date. Although we've had a bunch of minor injuries, we are still sitting at 0 significant injuries, so that is quite an accomplishment given the amount of work and the hazards that exist out on the line. Doesn't mean there's not still work to do. PPE, make sure you're using your eye protection and your hand protection when you're out on the line. A little speck of dust in your eye can ruin your day if you're doing overhaul, and treat everybody else like they're gonna hit you and be ready for an accident. If you just slow down a little bit, you make an exponential increase towards safety of yourself and others on the road. Okay. As we go out there today, we wanna make sure that you are taking care of yourselves. Okay. We have lived in a state of readiness in Southern California for several months. This has been an unprecedented season. You've heard that over and over. Okay. When you live in that constant state of alert, the fatigue sets in, and it's immeasurable, and it will continue to get you later on in your careers. We have an exceptional peer support team that's here. Check in with them. We have a psychologist on the team. Go unpack some of that baggage now before you get home and have to unpack it with your family, with your wife. Make sure that you're leaving here clear-headed, because we are not done with this fight. You have to stay engaged, you have to stay clear-headed, and you have to stay ready. Take advantage of the resources.
Logistics.
Good morning, Scott Irvine, Palisades Logistics. Just some logistics messages for today. We have fuel at the far end of camp. All branch 1 and 5 resources will be logistically supplied.